about low-cost RTK GNSS for agriculture, procedure to set up the RTK GNSS and its application for agriculture. So we go right in, and the objectives or the outcomes, we shall be looking at the 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 operations and the operability of the GNSS, that is to achieve a certain a target. So number one, losing sight of the work trace for tractor and agricultural machine decrease both the accuracy and efficiency of work. Number two, using GNSS for agricultural machine to guide the trace of machine in real time. Real time here means at the exact time of capture. The accuracy of normal positioning results by consumer grade GPS receiver is not enough. Set up the low cost RTK GNSS to centimeter level positioning environment. This environment includes environments with no canopies and environments with no buildings. Canopies includes buildings and trees. In the future, calls for agricultural and its machine will be more large scale to centimeter level GNSS will be more required. So normal positioning results by consumer grade GPS receiver. You can see here a demonstration or illustration of the kind of resolution of accuracy depending with the the machine used and the canopy and other factors included. So the first one here, we can see that there are accurate results because there is a base and a rover. But for the second here, we are in single resolution. So that's why there is a distortion of the data. Next, we can see example case of farming required centimeter level positioning. So a study was done in Japan to see the kind of machinery used to do the large scale farming, because large scale farming cannot be done by just mere hands, but it needs machinery, and this machinery requires to be precise. So as they were doing the study, they came up with some conclusions. Before the rice planting, paddling the soil, difficult to confirm the trace of tractor cause of muddy ground, over 1 month for 12 hectares, under 30 centimeters precision is required. Machine, arm of machine is 16 meters, difficult to confirm the spread trace, cause of wide arm and trace of machine, 7 times for a year, and it takes 2 to 3 days for each. For rice, wheat, and soybeans, under 50 centimeters precision required. Those are the conclusions that they came up with. Here is how to set up of low-cost RTK GNSS. You need a personal computer. For the user interface, Windows Vista, Windows 10, we do not use, and Linux. The user-friendly interfaces are Windows Vista and Windows 10. You need a GNSS receiver, a uBlocks M8T, uBlocks M8T. Those are just the mix and the types of GNSS receivers, so not to worry. Antenna, that's like an aerial of some kind. A software to process the RTK pickings and data received. And you need also connection either by Wi-Fi or data cable or data bundles so as to access the servers available. Next, for a base rover, an N-trip caster is a protocol used for base rover RTK communication. Normally, they communicate via LoRa radio, that is long range radio. But N-trip is a protocol used by the internet, that is so that the base and rover can communicate effectively. And because internet is worldwide and global, the base and rover have a wider baseline for communication as compared to the LoRa radio. Here is a setup for the base rover. This is just the input and the output of the base and the rover compared, but you see that you need internet connectivity. Next, setting up base and rover, you can set it up on or the base. You can set it up on a roof where there is a open sky, so that the satellites are in space and the station can communicate. And the rover needs to be on the tractor. Remember, we are doing agricultural mapping, and so the tractor is the mobile station, and so the rover needs to be on the tractor or on the vessel. And here is an aerial view of the same. So the base rover can be configured in that way. The base can be on top of a roof. That's a static station, while the rover meaning it's roving or roaming around. So the rover will be to and fro in one place or another. That means it will be a mobile station. Uh, Looking at this, you can see that the base station is set up on the roof, and the rover is set up on the tractor. And so this is giving us an aerial impression of the same. So suggestion by Iwaki-san. This is one of the studies that was done by the Tokyo fraternity. Where to buy the receivers, how to connect N-trip caster by their own, suitable version for RTK lib, manuals for tuning options to RTK lib, making applications to navigate tractor easily, recommendation for suitable equipment, example, tablet or PC. These are the questions that you should ask yourself before you start the exercise and before you start the work. It's almost a form of reconnaissance, so that you shall be having a checklist to do and to carry out the work that is needed. And so, thank you for listening. We meet next class.